Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm Beta. And let's check out today's combatants. And before I introduce themselves, I am, of course, Zoronden. And let's show them off. The combatants today in the bottom left corner is going to be the Red Protoss LieB, or LieB. I am not sure specifically on how to say his name, but he is the fan that sent in this game. And in the top right corner is going to be HaMa DjeNt. DjeNt. I believe this is, well, this is going to be EU servers, so I'm not completely sure on some of these names sometimes. Hell, I do that with the North American server too, so, DjeNt. DjeNt? I'm going to call him DjeNt, because we're going to assume the D's silent. So we got LieB versus DjeNt. Why not? Sounds good. And I believe, yeah, this is going to be a Masters League game. So let's see how these two guys go against one another here on a Daybreak. We do have a scout coming in by LieB. Could even be some early harassment or cheesing, perhaps. But I would suspect it is just a scout. Don't see too much cheese in this level of play, especially because, you know, a lot of the players scout out their bases. They find the probes and workers and things like that. As you can see, DjeNt is chasing around LieB's probe already, so he's just scouting it out for now. With that, he's going to be trapped inside of there, so that probe's lifespan is going to be limited. He's going to try and queue him out of there, but unfortunately such is not the case, because that wall off is just barely started. Again, not going to be able to escape, so going to lose that eventually. Just depends on how long he keeps him running and what information he'll find out. In the meantime, LieB has gone ahead and grabbed an assimilator, popping up a gateway as well as a secondary pylon. Obviously, DjeNt just finishing up his barracks. I would expect to see Orbital Command come in right away since his minerals were way up there. And there, of course, it does go down. He's sitting on 150 minerals now, so we might see a second barracks come down, maybe some refineries, something like that. He may even save up for that nice, fast expand. And we do have a Zealot being chronoed out. As well as Cybercore coming up. Obviously, Warp Gate going to be fast in behind that. And with a Marine up, that probe's life isn't going to be too much long. Isn't going to last too much longer. And he's going to get sniped out there with only 4 hit points left. Oh my, a bit of frame rate skipping there. I don't know what's going on there. Either way, the Zealot is going to run on out and start teasing. We do, of course, have the Stalker on the way as well. And that is just the first kind of primary groups that typically go out, a Stalker and a Zealot. The expand for DjeNt coming down, a basic fast expand, sitting there at 4 minutes. Pretty good timing on that. And, of course, a few Marines and a bunker going to go up as well. Not a terribly common placement or even build that I see out of a lot of higher level players, but I can't argue with something different, and if it works out for him, obviously it's going to be well done. The Zealot's going to come in here, and he does not want to face 3 Marines. That is not going to be good for him, especially now that there's the 4th one out. And once that bunker's up as well, the Stalker is going to be pretty ineffectual as well. The Zealot's going to streak in here and try to go for the SCV, but the Marines are right on that and start shooting at him, and he gets out of there, saving his own life. The Stalker going to take a pot shot, let the Zealot take a few shots. Stalker's going to go in there again. Not going to get much done that fashion. Obviously, he could continually do that if he wanted, but that would be a lot of micro to get really nothing accomplished. Fast expand going down for LieB now as well. Grabbing his second assimilator and a Stargate. Me oh my. Might see some Void Rays coming out of him very soon here. Looks like the Zealot's going on a casual stroll around the map. Gonna just run over to the other watchtower. Obviously couldn't take the shortcut because those rock debris are up. So such is the case of there. Second assimilator just now finishing up. Stargate's well over a fourth of the way. It's got about a fourth of the way left by the time I spit out what I was trying to say. We do have triple barracks up now, but only one has an expansion, and that is a Tech Lab 4 now. Going to be getting those stim packs, obviously going to be wanting that, and quite a good amount of Marines sitting on the field now, up to 9 Marines. That would definitely cause LieB some issues at this point if DjeNt decided to push, but he is happy teching for now and getting all those economies going. He is just 6ing on the gas for now. Does a factory on the way as well. And both players just kind of content to tech and get their monies for now. Both assimilators finishing at the natural for LieB. He's going to be sitting on 12 workers in gas if he wants it. We'll have to see if he does choose that. A fleet beacon coming up very fast for LieB, and we might get to see some Tempest come into play. I have not cast a game with Tempest in them just yet. I've been waiting for somebody to do that. I don't think Tempests are going to be terribly popular unit, to be honest. They're just interesting. I think we'll see them more once the metagame develops a little bit in Heart of the Swarm. But for now, we're just not seeing them that much. And they're probably a unit that will come with the maturity of the expansion. So we'll keep an eye on those. And obviously, they're not going to be a ton of use at the moment with a Marine Ball. If that ball gets heavy on Marauders, obviously the Tempests will start having some more free reign, considering that the Marauders can't shoot up. Anyways, we do have an Oracle on the field. He's going to zip across the map, try to do some damage. I just the other day went to play some Oracle play, and the Oracles have changed a little bit since I last played them. I just kind of didn't gloss over the, or I did gloss over the patch notes, didn't quite get in depth of it too far. They got rid of the mineral locking ability, which I was somewhat disappointed about, but the pulsar beam that the Oracle has now is pretty ridiculous. You're going to see the SCVs go down so quick. And if you bring in 2 to 3 Oracles, you can clear out a mineral line in seconds. The Oracle is actually pretty freaking deadly. Now, you keep in mind, it is pretty weak. It's only sitting at 160 hit points. I mean, that is like 3 Marines practically. So it is a pretty weak unit. But if you get in there at the right opportunity, you're going to devastate mineral lines. And so that is something that players are going to have to keep on their toes about. Those Oracles are pretty freaking deadly. As you saw there, we have a Mothership Core on the field for the moment. And a couple Tempests. We do have another one on the way as well. Looks like he's going to have triple Tempest. Is that a 4th? That is a 4th Tempest as well. So LieB going to be doing some heavy Tempest building. And can't complain about that. Unfortunately, DjeNt has a deadly Bio Ball moving across the map. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't have any medevac support. There are 2 coming in here. And he's obviously going to need those. Probably going to wait to actually attack until those medevacs are out. I would hope he does, at least. That is going to be a better tactic. But he does seem to definitely be rushing across the field at the moment. There he is going to sit. And those medevacs are just about to finish. I would expect them to hop on down there. And that is when we will get going. Excuse me there. A little bit of water. And I burped on you, sorry. Anyways, the Oracle's still trying to run around, tease where he can hit the soft spots of the Terran. Not finding too many at the moment, though. Considering, yeah, there it is. I thought a tower got built there. A turret tower. Missile tower, missile turret, whatever. A couple more barracks on the way, as well as Terran infantry, 1 armor, and combat shields as well. And, okay, gonna take out those destructible rocks as well, give him some more conical attacking. Taking out that zealot pretty easily. Anyway, somebody told me there is a way to check out the upgrades now in Heart of the Swarm. And there it is, upgrades right there. So, LieB has Warp Gate, and now has Protoss Air Weapons level 1. I believe that means they're complete. And oh my gosh, what is going on back here? My mouse scrolling out of the way. There's been a drop down here in the natural, or the main rather, of LieB. And it looks like we have units now moving into the natural as well. As this is being undefended, this expansion is going to go down. However, he has activated that photonic charge on the base there, so it is doing some serious damage. The Tempest up north trying to do the damage. Unfortunately, they recharge so slow that those Marines are doing serious damage to them. Unfortunately for the Marines, the Tempests are just too much and start to overpower the Marines, and they have to retreat. However, the drop back here is still going on. The Nexus has gone down. The Fleet Beacon now in serious trouble. The Tempest now moving in, starting to take out those Marines, and they're going to be gone. And going to save the Fleet Beacon. I would expect the Nexus to go back up as well. He's going to need that for mining. However, with this third up here, he might just commit to that and not really worry about this. No, I would expect it to still go up. Or he could just long-range mine some gas. Whatever the case is, DjeNt is not done. He's going to stream across reinforcements and get to that. Anyways, as I was trying to get to these upgrades, yes, so this upgrade tab is for completed upgrades, which means DjeNt has Stimpak's combat shields, Infantry 1 and Infantry 1 on armor and attack. And then, of course, LieB sitting on Warp Gate and Protoss air weapons. So that is a really cool tab. I'm going to try and memorize that and use that more often. It's easier than running around clicking on units. And that, of course, is just the G tab, or the G button. So look forward to that. I'm going to try and do that more and more. And the Tempest is just starting to march across the field and raid and pillage. The Void Ray going in there for a little fun, but he wants to back off. Doesn't want to engage those Marines. He'd go down pretty easily. Want to use these guys for vision to let the Tempest shoot at their maximum range. Because I believe they actually can see less distance than they can shoot. So having a unit run around and scout for them can be very useful. Obviously, you could scout with another Tempest, but that just puts that Tempest at unnecessary risk. So that command center is definitely going to be tested here. The SCV is doing a brilliant job of repairing. Fortunately, there's a couple Zealots in there slowly clearing them out. And if he had fully committed, that would have definitely gone down. But at this time, he seems to be leaving. What is he shooting at? Oh my gosh, that is why he's leaving. There's a giant bio ball moving in. A couple Zealots in there. They are having a very lucky day of not being murdered. One goes down, two go down. They had a lucky day for a while, but unfortunately, that streak has ended. And the Tempest just sitting up here, devastating, not really being able to be hit by everybody. The medevacs have to get in there to try and do damage, and unfortunately, when they do that, they get shot at by the Tempest. And the Tempest range just proving to be devastating here. DjeNt not really sure what to do, kind of running around, trying to figure out where he wants to hit. Gonna run a bunch of units in, but where are the rest? Why is he only run a few units in? Medevac Corps falling into the abyss there. If you noticed that, just another example of the cool physics of the Heart of the Swarm. And it looks like this expansion will go down officially this time. Definitely not going to survive. And there is the hairdryer that always pops out of the orbital command. Day 9 taught me that, and I agree. That is definitely a hairdryer. And here come the Marines that are remaining. Going to try and do what they can, but they just don't want a piece of that. They need to get the heck out of there, and unfortunately, they're getting cornered. Ooh, and they're so soggy in those medevacs. Gonna use that nice afterburner. What is that officially called? Afterburner. Hey, I was right. Gonna use that and get the heck out of the way of those Tempests. So they're free and safe for now. However, quite a few units have gone down, and only a few remaining. And oh my gosh, they're cornered by the Tempest. And every single unit goes down right there. And DjeNt now so weak on units. He does have a decent ball down here of Marines and Marauder, but his economy is gonna pretty much wiped out. I mean, he does have the natural and the main still, but those are drying up, and now his production facilities are under assault. However, a nice attack back here are going to force the Tempest to move around. They may just want to move into the base here for now, forcing the army to move back around, and of course they can just hop out again. So the production facility now under heavy fire by these Tempests and the Void Rays. All Void Rays, how many are there? All 4 Void Rays at maximum charge there. Doing some brilliant damage. The barracks obviously in serious trouble now. A Void Ray going down. The Tempest getting pot-shotted over here, but those shields doing what they do best and cushioning the blows. And now the Tempest are just going to sit off the map and nail everything. This is just getting really bad for DjeNt, not really having the air units to deal with this. The range of those Tempests can be so deadly when they're microed and positioned just perfectly. And of course, what LieB is doing so well here is using these Void Rays to scout where those Tempests are going to shoot. And if we look back at the base of LieB, he never did reestablish his nexus here. He in fact just went straight to the north and established a 4th, which now is becoming some sort of new main, or at least new production facilities. He's building 4 gateways here and quite a few pylons. Gonna sit his army up here in the corner, regen some shields or something, I suppose. Scan going down, not really sure where that was. Still going to be mining off his third and his natural. Obviously not mining off of his main. Taking even the workers out of the long-range gassing, which of course was smart. One thing I noted, he never grabbed the fleet bacon and repowered it. But not really necessary because he wasn't looking to get any of those upgrades. So as long as the building exists, you can still build those high-tier units. I'm going to check these upgrades again. It looks like we have, oh, that is very nice as well. 2 bio, armor, and attack, and 2 ship attack for the Protoss. And a big engagement going down here. Lots of Zealots getting into the fray. Tempest in the background doing their best to do all that glorious damage. A few Stalkers in there as well. And Void Rays even, as well as the Mothership Core. And that was some serious damage dealt to DjeNt. But he's still gung-ho. Going to rush in here with even more gusto. And I don't think that was the way to go. I think that was a last-ditch effort to try and take the game. But just so much damage done there. And suddenly he is almost at half supply compared to LieB. And LieB is going to probably march across this map and knock on DjeNt's door. And this is about all he's got at this time. And that is going to be his last stand if he can't make some sort of miracle happen here. I mean, look at his minerals. They're so low. And, oh, he's throwing that down from the Mothership Core. I forget what that's called. That is the Time Warp. Units who move through that move at half speed, I believe. Or is it a third? No, it is definitely half speed. And it lasts half an hour. So thus hurting the retreat of DjeNt's Marines and taking out a few more Marines in the process. A nifty little spell by the Mothership Core. I don't know how really useful it is. I guess you can get those few critical extra shots out and maybe take a unit out. Or slow units coming in, as that's what he did there. Either way, a well-rounded Tempest build by LieB. I enjoyed that. Definitely great use of his micro to keep those Tempests out of range a lot of times and not lose very many of them. So I want to thank LieB. I casted a UCAP game that he played one of the UCAP guys in, found that video, and actually then submitted some videos or replays to me. So a big thanks to him for sending that in. And again, guys, if you found that I've casted one of your games, send me some of your games. I'd love to cast you as well. And anybody whatsoever, send me games. Zoronden@gmail.com. I may just cast those games for you. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please do thumbs up and subscribe so I can bring you more Starcraft 2 content. And that is going to do it for today. I will catch you all on the other side.